recording. Fine, good.
And how would you like to be introduced? Just Rob Kurver of the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance?
Yes.
Or?
That's fine.
Hello and welcome to UC Today. We're live at CASA 2025 in Amsterdam. I am delighted to be joined by Rob Kurver of the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance. Rob, how are you doing?
Great to be here, thanks. Doing great. It's a good event. I'm really happy with what we're getting done here. The people, the vibe, the turn up, the sessions. So I'm really happy.
Absolutely. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time. It's been incredibly insightful and it's been great to meet so many very excellent, very informed, but all very varied people. You know, I guess that's what the benefit of CPaaS. It touches on so many worlds, whether that is in telecoms and UC and programmable communications. It touches like probably about a dozen industries or so in its own capacity. And I think one of the key trends from this, and it's been very interesting, has been this joint agreement. If there's an underlying theme to the show, has been the focus on intelligent engagement, the move from tech and features to use cases and business outcomes. What was that a thing you really came in consciously with this year?
Yeah, that was really the goal for this year. So we started 3 years ago with the Alliance, just as you mentioned, to make it a broad variety of players from different parts of sort of adjacent industries, right? Because we have the telco industry, we have the CPaaS players, we have the hyperscalers, the UCaaS and contact centers, all of these things. For us, everything is part of programmable communications and the future of communication, if you will. So it's really cool, and we set out for our third event this year to really try to move that needle from talking about the bits and bytes, feeds, etc., which techies love to do, right? It's really hard to get these people to shift. You need to engage with the marketing folks and really the strategic leadership folks to get that understanding. We launched the State of CPaaS report 2025, which sort of lays out how we think this whole industry can grow threefold to 100 billion by the end of the decade. So instead of just going for a number, like many forecasts analysts like to do, right? We try to figure out what we need to do to get there. What are the initiatives that we can do as an alliance, because we want to be valuable to the industry. Having an event or a dinner or something, that's great, but we want to try and have impact. That was the focus for this year, to create an impact. So we have the State of CPaaS report that lays that down. We really double down on the narrative that we started early this year, which is intelligent engagement. So instead of talking about CPaaS or whatever as, it's intelligent engagement, which is sort of a combination of all these components, right? The CPaaS and network APIs and AI, which is changing everything, as we know, and nobody knows how, but it's really cool. So all of that sort of moves to beyond customer experience, intelligent engagement. How do you create that real connection with your customer or employee or whatever it is? So we're trying to really move that conversation. And that's a big thing.
Oh, absolutely. And I think one of the key facilitators of this has been you announced a partnership with some investments.
Exactly.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so we announced a partnership with a strategic partnership, I should say, with an investment firm from the US that have a history and experience in creating investment funds for, let's say, regulated technical industries. Which I think we can all agree that telco is there, right? It's complicated. We think that to create innovation faster, we need to work together, but we also need to be able to invest together. So that's what we're working on with these guys. Really excited. We launched it yesterday on stage. So that's really cool. And then going back to the first part which you mentioned, use cases, right? Use cases. So this morning we announced that we'll be launching in the next couple of weeks our extended case directory. We started that also about a year ago with the playbook. We doubled down on that. We're working with GSMA to get the network API use cases in. and we're working with anybody that has use cases basically, so making it much easier now as a tool to both load new use cases, but then also search and find patterns, etc. And the idea is that the use cases are always great, right? Everybody loves a good success story. But when you take a look at a large number of use cases from a bit of a distance, you start to see patterns. Now this is really cool, because now you can look at what's working in certain verticals, certain industries, in certain parts of the world, and that's really informative for anybody in the space. But also again, we go back to the business outcomes, right? The use case is not so much about the tech, it's really about what's working for customers somewhere, why is it working, and what learnings can we draw from that, and other players in the industry, about what they might want to focus on. Because we want to accelerate, right? The name of the alliance is the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance. It's not the CPaaS having dinner alliance, right? And many industry alliances.
We still get a good time.
we still have a good time. I mean, we still appreciate the dinner and the great venues, etc. It has to be really cool, but really our focus is on that acceleration. So the investment fund is important. We're building the state of CPaaS, so it sets the direction where are we, and use cases are number 3. So together, I think we're really making a big step this year in our 3rd year, which is cool. Right? And we still have a lot to do, right? It's funny, you started by asking how's the event going, and the event's going great. I mean, people are having a good time, they have great discussions. We launched this, and I have to confess, I'm already thinking about the next events. What are we going to do in Barcelona and WC in a couple of months? What are we going to do with some of the other industry events? What we're going to organize ourselves? Because there's just so much energy coming out of this group of people, and getting that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, people, the whole, certainly the group here, which includes some of the largest players in CPaaS, etc. Everybody gets it, right? It's not easy to make that shift from tech to business outcomes, but nobody's really objecting to it, let's say. So it's not easy to do it, but I think we as an industry, and I appreciate you being here and talking about this stuff and writing about this stuff, it's so important that we all work together as an industry to do this.
No, 100%. I think it's very noticeable how everybody, as we say, we were talking about so many different verticals, so many sectors, but everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet, and that this is the ultimate goal, is communicating this to customers, whether these are end users or channel partners, etc. It's all about communicating to them that this is what's tangibly delivering for your ROI, for your efficiencies, for your workflows.
Well, and the great thing is, I mean, I could keep coming back to that also on stage. This is a room full of competitors, right? These guys are very competitive in different parts of the world, but at our events we manage to get them to talk about how we can collaborate. And they're also partners, right? In the telco industry, everybody's partnering with everybody else, but also everybody's competing on different things. So I think that's our goal as an alliance, to try and find that commonality, those common goals, and work together on that, so that they can compete the hell out of each other and everything else.
Terrific. One final question before I let you go, Rob. It's been interesting, every person I've interviewed so far, I've asked them, what is the most exciting opportunity in this space at the moment, apart from AI? We're going to put AI just in its own little special box, but what would you say is the most exciting opportunity in the space right now, whether it's something you had before this week or something that's really revealed to itself over the last couple of days?
Well, I think the most exciting opportunity that we have as an industry is to really focus on problems that are worth solving. And not by offering the tech, and the APIs and the components and the comms, but by thinking about things that where we can collaborate to do something meaningful. So I'm thinking of healthcare. There's issues there. We can save lives if we have the right tools or the technology in place when we focus on those outcomes. There was a great example this morning about hearing improvements that can be, sound improvements can be made in the system, in the core of the telco, so people with hearing issues can communicate better and can be part of normal life again. So I think we have those sorts of big issues in healthcare, in education, in maybe governments, right? The way that we have organized our society. And there's some things that are, I think, seriously wrong in our world that it would just be great if we could collaborate more as tech industry to solve those things.
Yeah, it's bringing, it's the classic thing of these PPT, and we've so talked so much about process and tech. I think that this has been such an inspiring theme of this conference has been about the people.
Yeah.
How are we tangibly helping the people, and we're not just talking about tech and process.
Yeah.
But well, thank you so much for speaking to me, Rob. This has been a great conversation, and it's been a terrific event.
Awesome. And thank you for being here.
And thank you for watching. I've been Kieran Devlin, live in Amsterdam at the CPaaS Acceleration Summit. We'll see you next time on UC Today.
Grand. That was really good.
Thank you, Rob. Hopefully, if we get our team